Hello everybody, my name is Suman Dua. I am a registered migration agent based in Brisbane, Australia. In this video today we will be talking about the latest news around the migration program that has happened in October 2020. So one of the major news that we were waiting for was the federal budget, which was delayed and was going to be announced on the 6th of October 2020. So now we have got all the details about this federal budget and I am going to discuss that in this video today. The federal budget was going to tell us about the migration program planning levels for 2020-21 program year. Now we have got all the details and I will be discussing in detail in this video. First, I will be talking about the major announcements that have been announced in the federal budget regarding the migration program planning levels, and then I will also be sharing the comparison sheet that I have created which compares the numbers from last year and this financial year. The migration program planning level will stay at a cap of 160,000 places this financial year, which is exactly the same number of places that were allocated last year as well. So the department has allocated 79,600 places for the skills stream and 77,300 places for the family stream. So approximately 2/3 of the permanent visas will be granted to people who are already in Australia. Department has also announced that priority will be given to employer-sponsored visas, business innovation and investment program visas, and the global talent visas. Global Talent Program has been a major winner in this financial year because department has tripled the number of places that were allocated to Global Talent Program. So last year the number of places were 5,000 and as predicted this year the numbers have tripled and the places that will be given for the Global Talent Program will be 15,000 places. Department has also doubled the business innovation and investor visas to 13,500 places this financial year. There has been some major announcements regarding partner visas, as partner visas have been given priority this financial year. Onshore partner visa applicants will be given priority, especially when the sponsor is residing in the designated regional area. Department has also announced some visa refunds and waivers which will be available to the visa applicants. Prospective marriage visa holders will have access to the refund of the visa application charge that they have already paid. Temporary skilled workers and tourist visa holders will have access to the visa application charge waivers when they lodge the subsequent applications for their visa. Working holiday visa holders will also have their visa application charge waived when they lodge a subsequent visa application. This also shows that department wants to promote working holiday visa holders and they want them to come to Australia, and also they want to promote tourism because they are offering waivers when these applicants lodge new applications. As part of the Global Talent Visa Program, a new task force will also be introduced that will attract businesses and talent to Australia. The federal government has also introduced English language requirements for partner visa applicants. However, this requirement will not start until the mid of next year. The test will also apply to the applicant's spouse, where the spouse is a permanent resident and not a citizen of Australia. Department also wants the applicants to have met the functional English requirement or have made reasonable efforts to learn English. And by reasonable effort, department means that most of the applicants will be doing the free 500 hours English language program. So this requirement only needs to be met at the permanent stage. So by that time, the applicants would have already lived in Australia for 2 years, and after 2 years, they will have to meet this English requirement. The numbers that have been boosted for partner visas are temporarily only for this financial year. This will clear the backlog of applicants who are waiting in the queue for their visas to be granted, and in the next financial year they will have different set of numbers for each visa subclass. Here I would like to show you my comparison sheet that I've created from 2019-20 migration program and the 2020-21 migration program numbers, now that we've got the exact numbers. So as the department suggested that the priority will be given to applicants who are onshore, and priority will also be given to partner visa applicants, employer-sponsored visas, Global Talent Program, and also Business Innovation and Investment Program. So here you can see that last year there were 30,000 places that were allocated to the employer-sponsored visa, which is subclass 186, and this year it's going to be 22,000. For the skilled independent subclass 189, last year we had 16,652, and this year it has been cut to more than half, and we've only got 6,500 places allocated to 189 visa subclass. For 190, we've only got 11,200, so that does include all the states. For the 491 and 494, last year we had 25,000 places that were allocated, and this year we have only got 11,200. It's good news for people who are trying for the Global Talent Program. So this visa has been really popular last year, and the department had only introduced it in November 2019 and had allocated 5,000 places to this program. But this year they have tripled the places for this program and have allocated 15,000 places for this program. They have also introduced a new task force for this program which will attract the businesses and talent into Australia. So for the distinguished talent visa, so the number has stayed the same. So there are usually very less places allocated to this program. So it stays at 200 this year as well. So if you look at the skilled total, so the skilled visas are the 189, 190, 491, and then the employer sponsored visas, which is 186, 494, global talent visa, and the business innovation and investment visas. So the total was 108,682 places last year, and this year it's only 79,600 places. Now this is also because they have given the major chunk of places to the partner visas, because partner visa is going to be a priority this financial year. So last year the number of places allocated for partner visas were 39,799, and this year it is 72,300. Also with the parent visas, the numbers have been cut down. So last year it was 7,371, and this year it's 4,500 places. And the other family, special eligibility and child visas are pretty much similar. So that makes a total of 160,000 places for this program year. So currently we don't know how many places have been allocated to each state for 190 and 491 visa. But based on the previous numbers, South Australia, New South Wales and Victoria has always been given more places than any other states. So looks like it will be the same this financial year as well. It also looks like that the skilled visas, which is subclass 189, 190 and 491, have been the major losers for this financial year. And employer-sponsored visas, global talent visa, partner visas, business innovation and investment program visas have been the major winners for this financial year. Please note that this migration program planning level is only for this financial year, which is until 30th of June 2021. So once things get back to normal, the department will set new migration program planning level, and they may revert back to the original planning level that we had last year. Also, the question that most of you have asked me in the comments is, when will Australia's borders reopen? So after the budget, our Treasurer of Australia, which is Josh Frydenberg, he has announced that the international students and travellers may not be able to enter Australia until later part of 2021. The net overseas migration will also fall to minus 72,000 by the end of 2021. The migration program of 2020-21 is going to prioritize only onshore applicants. So Australia may start opening borders for the COVID-safe countries like Singapore, Japan and New Zealand. So looks like only once the vaccine is created, that's when Australia may look at opening borders for the other countries. As we have more updates, we will bring it to you in our next video. I hope this information was helpful. If you do have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with us. To stay updated about Australia's immigration, make sure that you subscribe to our channel.